Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Third Impact. I've seen that you've gone through that introduction last time and are here for the first ever actual anime video, and that's going to be of episode 7's Kill La Kill. We're going to be doing an episode review of that. But, I don't know, the episode hasn't actually aired yet. I don't know, I woke up this morning and just thought, looked outside, and this is a beautiful Kill La Kill day we got going out here. Usually the weather's pretty gloomy where I am. It's a nice sunny Kill La Kill day, and I feel like it'd be a cool thing to do for these videos or episode reviews to just have a sort of pre-episode hype segment. So I don't know, this one's going to be a little bit longer because I'm explaining how it all works and stuff. But I don't know, from the last episode that I watched, or every episode of anime, there's a little preview at the end. And you pretty much are just given a week to, with that preview, speculate what could or couldn't happen in the next episode. But with Kill La Kill, as we know, expectations are constantly sort of just completely thrown out the window. So every time I've really thought that something was going to happen in an episode, or I thought I had it figured out from the preview, they just pull a complete 180 and do something completely different. So it might almost be fun to hype and speculate an episode before it happens, just to see how much more impressed I am by it. So, with episode 7, titled A Loser I Can't Hate, I'm pretty sure it's called. Obviously, it's a Mako-centric episode, so I'm kind of feeling more comedy vibes coming from this one. I'm kind of, from the preview at least, getting the same sort of impression I got from when waiting for episode 4, which was the No Late Day episode. I remember after we got that crazy battle from the third episode, I was just expecting a sort of funny, comedic episode where from the preview it looked like nothing too insane happened, plot-wise at least. And it looks like we're kind of getting a similar episode with this one. We just had a big battle with Sanagiyama, the one of the four, I should say, 3 stars, the head of the athletics clubs and committee. And that was a really awesome episode. I mean, I'm probably going to go back and do a review going forward of each of the episodes, or maybe in like episodes 1 to 3, episodes 4 to 6, and then we could just go one after the other starting here on 7. But yeah, like I was saying, kind of similar vibes to No Late Day. But then again, No Late Day really impressed me. It went all out with all of these previews. They seemed to sort of get out of the way most of the stuff you saw in the preview early on in the episode, so then you're just left with the rest of it having absolutely no idea what's going to happen. So, yeah, that's kind of just my thoughts going into the episode. Not really knowing what to expect. Looks like it's going to be a funny, Mako-centric episode. Looked like there was a 2-star mech-looking guy in there. Looked like there was a baseball team in there. And it looks like Lady Satsuki even makes an appearance, so maybe there's going to be some epic shit going down with Lady Satsuki, but we're just going to have to wait and see. And I will continue this video once the episode airs, and it will all be uploaded in one nice file, so I'll see you soon. Alright guys, I'm back, just finished watching the episode, and boy, was that an episode. So, in me thinking that it was going to be mainly a comic relief episode, I was definitely off the mark on that one. It was funny, but there was actually a lot of progression in the plot, even though by the end of the episode, things kind of just went right back to how they always were. Which, halfway through the episode, I didn't know if that was going to happen, but it did. So, from the preview, I thought I saw some 2-star mech kind of guy, and the baseball club, well, that was only 2 of about 8 different clubs that were in this episode. Like, we've had moments where we've seen Ryoko just going through and beating up a lot of different clubs, but this episode made a point of it just being like, there's way too many of these 2-star clubs, and we just need to get on through these. Like, she was getting tired of saying the name of her finishing attack. Like, she was just getting lazy with it by the end. So, that robot guy was the Origami Club. We also saw Knife Throwing Club, Nijing Lily Club, and Tightrope Walking Club, which apparently were all part of the Acrobatics Club, but they had a dispute. And that came up, which was like an interesting sort of part of the plot that kind of came up again with Mako a bit later, was that they split up and were all doing their best to defeat Ryoko because Lady Satsuki said that whoever did gets upgraded to be a 3-star, and it's just sort of showing the sort of cutthroat nature of these people who are trying to gain power and get up to the next class in society. Then after that, we had the folk dance club, which was really funny. Maybe the swimming club. It wasn't really said which one this was. They were in a pool, and he had some sort of frog tongue attack thing. I think it was a swimming club. Who knows? Pottery Arts and Crafts, which were just three people that I don't know if they're in the Pottery Arts and Crafts Club or if they were in the Pottery Club, the Arts Club, and the Crafts Club. That wasn't really specified, but that was just one club or three knocked off just like that. There was the Ping Pong Club with the flaming serve. Origami Club was the 2-star that I mentioned from the preview, just whatever. Baseball Club, whatever, shown in some montage. Football Club, just shown in some montage. And however many other clubs were just taken out in this episode. Which one was one thing that I thought was pretty cool. Like, seeing the opening animation for this show, you see a bunch of these clubs now, like the knife throwing club, the tightrope walking club. All of these appeared in the opening, and you see these clubs and you're like, like, there's a lot of characters in this show, possibly. And I hope that it's not just like, this episode's going to be the tightrope walking club. This show's going to be this guy. Like, they moved past that by episode 3, really. But this one just really cemented the fact that it was like, all right, well, in the opening animation, that huge group of people you see before they show the 3 stars, I'm pretty sure they were all in this episode. Just bam, 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 just knocked off. Not a big deal. So the main plot of this episode was that Ryoko and Mako decided to make their own club that was going to sort of infiltrate Lady Satsuki's academy, and they were going to get them from the inside out. So they made the Fight Club, and at the same time that they were doing this, they can knock off more 2-stars. So, great idea. Problem is, Mako and her family are then given the high life, now that they're 1-stars, which is very strange, considering that there's 1, 2, and 3 stars. I know that the 2 and 3 are very rare, but you can really live quite a luxurious life as a 1-star. So they start living the 1-star life, and everything's really funny and cool. At first, you're like, oh, I'm so happy for them. They keep saying it as like the lifestyle that gives you a little twinkle in your eye or something along those lines. And it does. You see them, they're so happy that they just have air conditioning and they can have good food. And it really, like, contrasts how Mako's family was living beforehand in the slums and how really god-awful it was. Like, as, like, part of the show where it's sometimes used as comic relief and just sometimes ridiculous, you kind of just, like, brush it off as just, oh yeah, they're also really poor and she's a back alley doctor, and her dad's a back alley doctor. Now he's a front alley doctor, which is really funny, and, yeah, like, they're all just living the high life. But then, one point, they're living the high life, and sad music starts playing, and you're like, okay, like, where are they going with this? And they do just a really funny job of showing the rich life, but then just showing how it's separating them all. They all just are kind of, like, off in their own worlds, doing their own things. Mako's dad's like, oh, like, I have to go off to a doctor's this meeting. Oh, have fun, dear. Oh, would you like this diamond necklace? Just playing up all of the, like, really stereotypical, like, rich sort of lifestyle things, and Ryoko starts noticing this and getting kind of depressed, and that kind of gag fan servicey thing where they kept showing Mako's dad and her little brother and Guts always like peeping on her whenever she's doing stuff. She comes out of her shower at one point or whatever, and she looks out and they're not trying to peep on her, and they try to use that as like a sad moment, like, oh, they're so busy with their own lives, they're not even here to peep on me anymore, which not funny, but it was funny. And I don't know, funny episode. Oh yeah, so wow, this explanation is going on for a long time, but that's all right. So Ryoko gives all of the bitch work to Mako, because in order to become a club president, you have to attend all these meetings, and there's all these really strict Hanoji academy rules involved with this. And Mako is given this sort of authority in this club, and she's the one doing all the hard work, and eventually she wants to go on to the next level in her career as a student and wants to become a 2-star. and the only way that she's going to be able to get this is through Ryoko and Mako fighting. Lady Satsuki sets this up because Ryoko's going to leave the group. She's leaving the club. She doesn't want to do it anymore because everybody's been pulled too far apart. So Mako's given a 2-star uniform and told to fight Ryoko, which is freaking crazy. It's a really blatant Jotaro reference from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the third part, Stardust Crusaders. He's got his cloak, and if it wasn't obvious enough from the jacket, he's got his cap that blends into his hair, or her hair, I guess, which looks really funny. And she just attacks with the punches, the ora-orans, and the baseball bat with nails in it that shoot Mako missile. Just crazy, ridiculous fight. And Mako's family shows up, and Ryoko's like, "Oh yes, talk her into her senses. She's gone crazy." And all her family just goes and they watch the fight. They're like, "Go get her, Mako. We need to become 2 stars." And it's just at that point, it's like, there's no way. Like, there's no way that things are gonna be able to go back to the way they were after this. But yeah, Lady Satsuki has her big speech about how prosperity leads to greed, and then greed to your downfall. And once you are given the taste of worldly pleasures, that then you are enslaved by the academy. So I don't know. It was very like supposed to be like politically like fight the system. You know, they were doing a lot of poor rich dynamics in this episode. So they were trying to make it political, and it was funny and it worked. I liked it. She's right, I guess. The whole pigs in human clothing thing that comes up in the first episode that seems really random. It sort of, if this academy hasn't already cemented the sort of way that these people live and the way that Lady Satsuki rules them all, then this episode definitely sort of cemented all of that, especially with her speech. So then eventually, when Mako's about to deliver the final blow with her brass knuckles that say Mako on them, which are also awesome, she stops. She starts crying. She realizes that she's done the wrong thing. She even calls her parents out on it. She's like, "You're bad parents. Why didn't you put a stop to this? Why didn't you tell me to stop?" Which is true. And yeah, she unleashes the full power of the 2-star. She's actually really powerful. But once she gives up the fight and surrenders, she casts off her suit. Mako destroys it into a big fireworks display, and all the family comes back and grovels and begs for her forgiveness, and she just accepts their forgiveness. It's kind of like one of those just like, yeah, like, you know, I guess they're forgiven. They're really sorry. And they just go back to eating their unidentified food down in the slums, and that's the end of the episode. Looks like the next episode's got a pretty cool preview. Maybe we'll save that for the hype later. And there's a scene at the end of Lady Satsuki talking about reforming the entire system of the school, and that the reason that they left Ryoko alone was so that she would knock out all the undesirables from Honijo Academy. So, apparently this is all according to Lady Satsuki's plan, and some crazy stuff's gonna go down. So that was really cool. But all around, really awesome, jam-packed, full of action and comedy episode. Loved it. Great episode. Episode 7 of Kill la Kill. Keep it going. This is a great show. Love this show. And I'll see you guys next time.